It's draft day. The water cooler is on the clock. Who are they taking? Did Grace's back hurt from carrying her team in a baseball showdown? And the egg hunts are over. But will the chicks make a reappearance? Stay tuned to find out on this episode of The Water Cooler. Good evening and welcome to The Water Cooler. I'm Paige Arredondo on the desk with Reagan Griffin Jr., Nicole Sheeran, and Alex Blau. This is the most poppin' it's ever been on the desk, so let's see what's in store for us on Water Cooler Talk. Roll the bump. All right, guys, how are you feeling?
It's draft days around the corner. Grizzlies are in the playoff. It's beautiful times in Reagan land.
Life is good. Life is good.
Yeah, I'm excited. Nicole looks like she came ready to fight the Nightman, which is always hype. Love that.
Yeah, Nicole looks like she's been buzzing with the plow. All right, let's get into it. The 2022 NFL Draft starts exactly 1 week from today. There's still a lot of questions to be answered about who will hear their names called on day one. Therefore, we have decided to play general manager for the teams with the top 10 picks of this year's draft. Without further ado, let's get to the picks. All right, I'm going to kick us off, actually, with the first pick in the 2022 NFL Draft. The Jacksonville Jaguars will select Aiden Hutchinson, defensive end from the University of Michigan. There's no question about this kid's potential. He's an absolute beast. This will be 2 years in a row now where the Jaguars will take the best overall player. Last year it was Trevor Lawrence, the face of their offense. Now it's going to be Aiden Hutchinson, the face of their defense. He fixes a lot of their defensive problems, attacking the quarterback, establishing a solid blueprint for their defense. So yeah, Nicole, who are you going to take?
All right, so with the second pick of the 2022 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Travon Walker from Georgia. Defensive lineman, he is the most versatile player on that field. He lineups all over the line, from inside to out on the edge. With this class right now, it's not going to be a quarterback, so you got to go with Travon on this one.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Okay,
right.
Dogs. With the third overall selection, the Houston Texans pick Ikem Ekwonu, tackle out of North Carolina. Here's the deal. They can afford to take the best available player. And to be honest, I think no one saw it coming, but Davis Mills is their QB of the future. He's the guy in Houston. Protect him.
Is he, though?
I think he is. Take the unanimous All-American. Start building around him. I think at first people thought it was Evan Neal, but asking around the league, looking what people are saying, I think Icky may have taken it as that top lineman in the draft.
All right.
Cool. All right, I guess that puts me on the clock with the New York Jets. And with the fourth overall pick, you didn't take the best player. You didn't take the best player. You didn't take the best player. I'm going to take the best player in Sauce Gardner out of Cincinnati. Yeah. Two premier positions in the NFL. If you lock them down, you're straight. Quarterback and cornerback. Those are the two most difficult positions to play, and Sauce has it down pat. The hips don't lie. Jalen Ramsey potential. I'll leave it at that. That's my fourth overall pick, and my defense is set on one side of the field for generations to come.
All right.
It's true.
Well, with the fifth pick of the NFL Draft, the New York Giants are going to select the guy that Alex just mentioned, Evan Neal, okay? Why not take a tackle here that would quite literally be the best offensive lineman on your team? It's hands down. He took center stage at Alabama's Pro Day. He's a guy from Alabama. This guy's going to be the best of the best.
All right, guys, 6 through 10, we're going to move a little faster.
Okay.
Huge
Okay,
time.
okay.
6 now, I just want to say, this is not who I would pick, but this is who I think they're going to pick. Matt Rule's delusional, thinks he's Jay-Z, thinks he has 7 years in the league. He's going to go ahead and select quarterback Kenny Pickett with the 6th overall pick. He tried to get him at Temple, couldn't do it. It's all right. He's going to get him in the pros.
Cool. With my next pick, I also have a Giants pick. This is going to help you out a lot. Kayvon Thibodeau out of Oregon. I need the player with the highest upside in the draft at the edge. A lot of people were saying he's even better than Aiden Hutchinson if he can just lock in on it. Kayvon Thibodeau, he's a dude, man. You got to make sure you get him on your team.
They got their next Michael Strahan.
I like it.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that, but he's good. He's good.
All right, 8th pick, Atlanta
Jason
Falcons.
Pierre-Paul.
They're taking a wide receiver, and they're taking Garrett Wilson on this one from Ohio State. He's the closest thing to Jamar Chase that you can get right now. I know. That's what I'm saying. I know. But he's a playmaker. He scored 12 touchdowns for the Buckeyes this season. With Calvin Ridley out, this guy's perfect right now. And then imagine when they come back together. Dynamic duo right there.
Jamar Chase.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what I said.
That's high praise.
Yeah, Nicole.
That's
stand by it.
high praise.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, well, with the 9th overall pick, the Seattle Seahawks, again, I think both them and the Carolina Panthers would do much better just going out and getting Baker Mayfield for cheap. The Seattle Seahawks will select quarterback Malik Willis from Liberty because they desperately need a QB. They seem like they have no interest in going out and trying to get Baker. I don't think any of these guys really would be first rounders in any other year. I think Malik especially is a project. He didn't play well against a lot of easy talent. Both Middle Tennessee and Louisiana Monroe, he threw 3 interceptions. That's just not something you can see at a pro level. But I think they're going to go ahead and take a risk on him regardless.
No, they could just go get Colin Kaepernick, but that's neither here nor there. With the 10th pick, I have the New York Jets again, and we're going to go get the best wide receiver in this draft. Hometown hero Drake London.
Yeah.
Go ahead, you already know. Fight on, man. Fight on.
on.
But in all seriousness, Zach Wilson needs a big body receiver to help him. We've seen young quarterbacks be able to develop with tall, lengthy wide receivers who give them a wide catch radius to throw into. Wilson didn't look that great last season. He's going to have beefed up an offensive line a little bit, but I think he needs bigger targets so he doesn't have to be as pinpoint accurate as you would expect a lot of quarterbacks to be at this level.
All right, well, this is a pretty solid lineup.
I think it's pretty stacked.
Yeah, so now that we're in the spirit of the draft, I say we play a little game. What do you guys say?
Let's do it.
Yes.
I like games.
All right, we're going to award some superlatives to our draftees. Let's start with the highest ceiling award. Which future NFL star has the most potential?
I already said it, Sauce Gardner. That dude, when we talk about the Jalen Ramseys, when we talk about the Xavier Rhodes at times, corner is such a hard position to project in this day and age, but Sauce Gardner has it. He has it, guaranteed.
All right, this was kind of a no-brainer for me. It's Jordan Davis from Georgia. You know, he was used as a run play defensive tackle at Georgia, but what people haven't seen from him is his ability to defensively do the pass. That's it. Like, did anyone see him in the NFL Combine? Did any of you see what happened?
I don't watch the combine.
Okay, well, anyways, historical 4.78 seconds, 40-yard dash at 341 pounds. You just don't see that happen.
That's crazy.
So this guy, his ceiling is way up here. Like,
Yeah.
way up. Yeah.
I'm sticking with the Bulldog theme. I got
Okay.
Nakobe Dean, the linebacker. Look,
right.
the guy's a stud. There's rumors of him falling to late first round, early
Yeah.
second round, which I don't see happening. There's no question. Maybe his size isn't where you want it to be. He's a little small, but his intellect is there. You know, he's been calling the plays for the teams. He's a freshman. As a freshman, he was co-MVP of the defense. He's been a captain for years. His intellect is there. Physical abilities are clearly there. I think he's going to be a stud once he
I
develops.
like it.
All right, guys, which player is going to make the biggest day one impact?
I got to go with a guy, you talked about the combine. His measurables are not that great, but when you talk about football instinct, he has it in spades. Kyle Hamilton. That dude at the safety position, you got to have it up here first and foremost, and he got all of it, man. A lot of people are going to discount him because his measurables at the combine were not that great, but trust and guarantee whoever Kyle Hamilton gets drafted to on draft day is going to have a day one starter and a day one high impact player.
I like that. I'm going to go with the guy we've already talked about, Aiden Hutchinson from Michigan. He's going to be the #1 guy in the draft, and he's going to have the biggest day one impact. I really think it's a no-brainer here. He's the most polished pass rusher in this year's draft. The Jags are eyeing him. He can easily turn their front seven into a dominant group, so I really think this is a safe bet on Aiden.
Yeah, speaking of guys we've talked about a lot, Ahmad Sauce Gardner, man.
Yes, sir.
0 touchdowns in
Sauce in
over
there.
1,000 career plays. No touchdowns. That's just crazy to me. He only gave up 13 catches last season. It's a matter of Kobe Bryant, his other corner on Cincinnati, got so much attention purely because nobody wanted to throw it to the side of the ball that Sauce was on. And that's exactly what you're going to get when you draft the guy. You know, an entire hemisphere of your field becomes unpassable.
He's him.
All right, guys, Who do you think is the biggest sleeper? Who's going to shock the league?
I got to shout out my hometown here. Calvin Austin. Let me name a couple of names for you. Antonio Gibson, Anthony Miller, Tony Pollard, Darrell Henderson. All got drafted in the past 4 years out of Memphis, Tennessee. This is the next Memphis playmaker that you're going to see in the NFL on Sundays. Calvin Austin, keep a lookout.
Team Calvin Austin over here. I'm right here with Reagan on this one. He's 5'7", he's 170 pounds. You know, he's a smaller guy. He's outsized and outmuscled. But the way he has the ability to quick stutter step against tight man coverage, he's got that going on. He has the leap. He's going to stun everyone, really.
All right.
My big sleeper is a tackle out of Ohio State named Nicholas Petit Frere. Guy was a stud in high school coming into Ohio State, was a stud in Ohio State, hadn't really given up a sack all season until he had to play Aiden Hutchinson. And, you know, who's not going to be...
Understandably.
Because of that game, his stock's fallen. I think he would have been a first-round talent taken anyway. He is a first-round talent. He's really going to make somebody happy in protecting their quarterback for the future.
All right, well, those are some solid picks. This is all the time we have for draft talk today. But, Alex, what's been buzzing with Blau?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Paige. Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. Now, some say he's the greatest quarterback and football player of all time. Others can fight me in the parking lot after the show. But on March 20th, 2020, Brady swayed this Manning diehard and signed with Tampa Bay after 2 decades in New England. He claimed his 7th Super Bowl and the city's 2nd in franchise history. But on February 1st of this year, the unexpected happened. The 45-year-old retired. The NFL world was shook, as the Golden Boy appeared to be done. But just 40 days later, Brady was back with the Bucs. So what happened in those 2 months that jump-started this roller coaster of emotion? Was it Bucs head coach Bruce Arians? He was coach when Brady retired, but moved into a consulting position before Brady decided to return. Turns out the truth behind Brady's flip was even crazier. Dolphins owner Stephen Ross reportedly had seen enough of Brian Flores and Tua. Frankly, he was tired of disappointment and wanted a sure thing to turn that around. He wanted one of the greatest defensive minds in Sean Payton and one of the greatest offensive minds, Tom Brady. Now, you may be asking yourself, Alex, why would Brady leave Florida's greatest city for Miami? Now, Ross's offers to both Brady and Payton included positions high in Miami's front office. In fact, they were both to be introduced as minority owners the week before the Super Bowl. And while the Bucs could contractually stop a retired Brady from suiting up for the Fins, nothing could have prevented him from becoming an executive, and then it would have just been a matter of trade compensation. So what prevented all of this from taking place? Mere hours after the plan was put into motion and Brady announced his retirement, Brian Flores filed a lawsuit of claiming racial discrimination in the NFL's hiring practices. Brady's scheme crashed and burned before it could even make it off the tarmac. The lawsuit exposed Ross for trying to intentionally lose games and illegally tamper with the recruitment of a certain star quarterback. Wonder who that could have ended up being. More than that, Flores publicly questioned the legitimacy of the Rooney Rule. The odds of Miami hiring a white coach and a white QB/team president without going through the Rooney Rule requirements were about as high as, I don't know, Deshaun Watson with all his issues becoming the highest paid player ever. Like all guaranteed money, I don't even know. Browns? Jesus, Cleveland, get it right. Oh my God. Regardless, out of all the odd details, the craziest part that I can't get over is the timing of it all. See, Flores had already been fired by the Dolphins, and though all his lawsuits detail years of racial discrimination, the final straw seemed to be his most recent job interview with the New York Giants. 3 days before Flores was set to interview with the Giants, his former mentor, Bill Belichick, accidentally texted Flores, congratulating him on winning the job. But on a second glance, Bill realized he had texted Brian Flores, not Brian Daboll, former Bills head coach, or offensive coordinator, and now Giants head coach. And my favorite part about all of it is how Belichick responds like a guy who accidentally set up his buddy on a blind date with the wrong chick, where he's just like, oh, how'd it go? I just reread. Anyway, what if Belichick got wind of the Daboll hiring before the NFL insiders and the public? Who's to say he didn't have other insider information? Who's to say he didn't sniff out Brady and Peyton's scheme? Who's to say Belichick accidentally texted Brian Flores to prevent Brady, his former Padawan, from joining the AFC East? His division. That has to be it, right? That has to be. Or the NFL is stuck in its ways, clinging on to preserve their all-white boys club as the fan bases, league, and world around them continue to evolve. No, I think it's got to be the other one. We have a lot of great water coolers, so stick with us and we'll be back after this break.
You love Uber Eats, the #1 app for getting your favorite local and chain foods delivered right to your door. Uber Eats is proud to present Uber Feeds. We want to go all the way for our customers, which is why we will have Uber Feeds delivery drivers literally feed your meal to you. Safety is our #1 priority, which is why every driver is vaccinated. Better yet, download now and get a delivery and feeding absolutely free. Uber Feeds, stuffed in more ways than one.
Feeling overwhelmed by school? Homework assignments keep piling up? Crippled by existential despair? Caffeine not cutting it? Well, then I have a solution for you. Procrastination.
Wow, so how does it work?
Simply take your work and stop doing it. Play video games. Go on your phone. Endless possibilities.
Boy, howdy do I feel relaxed. Thanks, procrastination.
The NBA playoffs are upon us. I'm tuned into every single game, but y'all know I'm a little bit more locked in with my Memphis Grizzlies, man. So here today, me and Carla, we're going to take y'all to the film room. We're going to break down the differences between the Grizzlies game plan in Game 1 versus Game 2 and why you saw a different outcome.
Might be one of the most intriguing matchups of the playoffs. Let's get into it.
Let's go ahead, man. Let's get into it.
All right, we're going to pick on a guy with a little long hair. Look at Steven Adams here, number 4. You got Anthony Edwards with the ball. Now, Anthony Edwards, he doesn't watch basketball, but he knows if you're going under by that much, well, I'm going right over the top and in the bucket. Here's a pull-up long 2. I'll take that. Just starting to get going. That's the first bucket of the game for Edwards. Edwards with the ball. He's looking for Aquaman. He's got the switch. And how about another long 2 for another bucket? I mean, Steven Adams, how much room are you going to give him?
A lot. A lot of room.
Another bucket for Edwards. Play this third one. Hey, don't look at the clock. We're still in the first quarter. Edwards finds Karl-Anthony Towns. Now, Adams might have a chance here. I mean, he can get there if he's got some speed. Cut off Karl-Anthony Towns. No, he'll take the hoop and the harm. Give me 2 plus 1 as Adams can't get there. Now, here's the final clip. We got Karl-Anthony Towns in the corner, and, well, everyone's just getting out of the way from Memphis, going one-on-one. Cat can only go to his left hand. No baseline. He can't retreat dribble. He goes that way and gets right around Steven Adams.
Let me tell y'all something. Slow feet do not eat, particularly when you're talking about defending the pick and roll. So what you saw in Game 2 that Memphis did, Steven Adams pretty much just tipped the ball off and sat on the bench for the rest of the game. He only played 3 minutes, so you had Xavier Tillman, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Brandon Clark take those center minutes. So in that first clip, you see a little bit better defense from Jaren Jackson Jr. Let me go ahead and show you the second one real quick. Yes. Pick and roll, right? Xavier Tillman, he's on a guard right now. If this was Steven Adams, he's getting cooked. He's getting cooked. But Xavier Tillman can slide his feet a little bit. Crossover, we still there. Tough shot. We're process over results over here, ladies and gentlemen. He got a bucket, but that's very good defense. Here's another example. Jaren Jackson Jr., he can actually slide his feet. He has some length to him. This is going to result in a difficult long 2 from D'Angelo Russell. That's a tough shot, ladies and gentlemen. That's a tough shot. Here's one more. You're going to see Jaren Jackson, or that's Xavier Tillman actually, play very good defense. Again, he has his hips under him. He's not out of whack. He got a D-Lo right here. Great contest. D-Lo's going to hit those sometimes, but that's the nature of basketball. But that's a much better process if you're Memphis. That's why you can't play Steven Adams in this particular series. It doesn't work.
You might want to get your boys on the line, by the way. That score is not looking too pretty.
It's all good, man. We straight. I ain't worried about it, but we'll go ahead and toss to a lovely package. We don't get to recognize the lovely people behind the cameras too much here at the water cooler, but the students that work with us and support us and what we do, they did a little segment to see who can swing the ball out of the park in a lovely baseball Wii Sports segment. We're going to go ahead and toss to that.
With the 2022 MLB All-Star Game being held in LA, we at the Water Cooler got in the lab to train for the prestigious Home Run Derby. Welcome to the Water Cooler's Wii Sports Home Run Derby. We have the youthful energy of Dan, Paige, and Alex as team talents duking out against the calm and collected Anisha, Grace, and Felix as team producers. It's anyone's guess on who will stand victorious. At leadoff, we have Diva Dan, who hit a respectable 4 homers to show he backs up his rep with some slugging skills. Unfortunately, Anisha showed that she might have a better chance at being a Gold Glover than a Silver Slugger.
That went straight through the bat.
Magical bat aside, Paige adds on 2 more runs to the talent's lead. Despite the smoothness of Felix's routine and swing, he only hit 2 home runs. Maybe he needs to hit the weights to get some pop in his bat. Alex uncorks his hidden skill of blasting dingers as he hits 6, capping his display of power with the Stantonian out-of-the-park home run.
8 to tie. Let's see if I can do it.
Just as it's looking bleak for the producers, the spirit of Barry Bonds possesses Grace as she hits 5 homers in a row, making it 6 in total. Unfortunately, it's too little too late as the talents win the Home Run Derby with a total score of 12 versus 8. See you next time for another water cooler competition.
All right, let's debate.
They don't call us talent for nothing, am I right? Shout out Dan and Alex. If we were college athletes, we'd probably definitely have some sponsorship deals lined up. Speaking of sponsorships, this is the perfect segue into the second greatest segment on the show, the Great Debate. Now probably just a debate because we're running short on time. Currently, the NCAA cannot affix any limit to NIL money. For the rights to an athlete's name, image, and likeness, they can earn whatever the market will bear. So, guys, what do you think? Should there be a cap?
What do you think, Carlo?
I mean, there's got to be. I mean, what are we watching right now? You can just go out and spend as much money as you want on a 17 and 18-year-old and build your team, essentially. At this point, schools aren't going to players and like, hey, like you can get a great education. It's like, hey, you can make $8 million.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's what I love about it. Here's my thing. NIL is not a salary. It's the ownership and possession of one's own name, image, and likeness, a right that you, me, Paige, or anybody would have, right? If we're talking about where the NCAA needs to go, we should really talk about that money generated by collegiate athletes for their schools, for the NCAA. They should get a chunk of that sum too. But as far as NIL go, I think the sky should be the limit. Quite honestly, you go make as much money as you possibly can because this sports stuff, it could go just like that. Any injury, one play, make your bag as soon as you can. That's the right.
I mean, I get it, but like if we're setting up foundations called pancake foundations where if you play O-line at Texas, you get 50 bands.
I love it.
I mean, like,
I love it.
Where's the deliverable there?
I love it.
What am I giving for the pancake
I thought this
foundation?
was America. We supposed to be free market capitalists, okay? If we're gonna be free market capitalists, then we might as well be free market capitalists.
I mean,
I don't know, man.
NIL, name, image, and likeness, I'm not seeing any of that if you're just handing me.
Hey, man, I see Caleb Williams out here giving the women's team Beats by Dre.
No, that's good.
I
That's good.
love it. I
That's
love
good.
it. It lets them have more autonomy and self-determination over what they own, which is themselves. I love to see these athletes enter the transfer portal. I love to see them own their name, image, and likeness. It gives them the right to self-determination that they've lacked so long in an unfair and unjust NCAA system. If they get a lot of money from it, I say all power to them.
Yeah.
All power to them.
It's a big bank business. If they're bringing in the bucks, they deserve it, right?
They are the labor.
I agree. But you got to pay them once they step on campus, not before.
All right,
Hey.
all right.
So we can get into that. Another time.
All right, guys, that was a pretty epic debate. However, you may be wondering if the great debate has fallen to second place. What segment takes first? Well, of course, it's none other than the Chicks of the Cooler. Today, we'll be defending our favorite sports movies, so stay tuned to find out.
There's no crying in baseball!
I'll make it. Just a bit outside.
White men can't jump.
Somebody hit somebody!
If we played them 10 times, they might win 9. But not this game.
Rocky, do you think you have brain damage?
I don't see any. Wax on, wax off.
You play ball like a girl!
Whoa! I don't play defense.
Be the ball.
Today, I consider myself
the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
We've made our way to the couches, and that means it's time to chit-chat with the chicks of the cooler. Roll the bump. All right, I'm here with my gals, Anisha Banerjee, Nicole Sheeran, and today we're going to share our favorite sports movies of all time. Nicole, let's start.
Oh boy.
off.
All right, my favorite's got to be The Blind Side. Sandra Bullock, Tim McGraw. It's a true story. Who doesn't love a true story? Michael Orr, he played at Ole Miss. He goes off to play in the NFL. It's such a heartfelt story, but it's also got that sports kick. And I mean, Sandra Bullock is an absolute queen in it. So
Facts.
there's nothing not to love about this movie.
Yes, a classic.
Definitely a tearjerker.
It is.
All right. I think my favorite movie that has to do with sports is probably going to be Bend It Like Beckham. We love a little, sports movie, but
rom-com.
Rom-com plus representation. She's wearing a sari with her cleats. That's pretty iconic right there. And Indian girls everywhere. We grew up with that, and I think that's so special.
I love that, yeah, for sure. So this was a tough choice for me. I grew up on Ice Princess, which is like pretty fire ice skating movie, if you ask me. And I definitely have a thing for surfing movies, like Soul Surfer, Blue Crush. Blue Crush is a good one.
Oh my God.
But my favorite is Stick It, which is a gymnastics movie, and it does a really good job at bringing viewers into the world of competitive gymnastics, which is something that's hard to understand if you don't experience it for yourself. It has great elements of comedy. I mean, she's like super rebellious, but love it. But it also touches on a lot of the antiquated rules in the sport, and I love that element of it as well. All right, so we're coming up on the end of the show, and that means it's time for final memos. Carlo Jimenez went and attended virtually attended a JUCO baseball game, did some play-by-play commentary, so let's check it out.
Here's the 3-2 offering, and that ball is plastered into left. Looking up, you can forget about it. 2-run home run by Josh Phillips as he trots around the bases, gives North Central the lead. Johnson staring him down. Johnson throws his glove. Johnson's taking off. Look at that closing speed and a clothesline. Wow, what a hit, and I'm not talking about the home run. Are you kidding me? Well, that'll be a 4-game suspension, but I'm sure he'll spend the time working out with a football team. Look at that. Good technique, keeps the head low, goes high. It's not a home run if he doesn't touch home, right? I mean, that's a triple. 15 yards of running room. Unreal. The biggest hit of the season, maybe. Keeps this a tie game.
All right, Nicole, you played softball, right? You were a pitcher. Did you ever have the desire to take out someone's legs like that?
Oh, I did that all the time.
Oh.
That's quite aggressive.
Maybe you can make it on Final Memos next week.
Hey, maybe I will.
All right, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you right back here next week. Let's give us your best swing, Anisha. Make up for your 0 out of 10.
It was in the package earlier.
Yes!